Today, guys, I'm going to be showing you the very best money-making method with the best AFKing spots here inside of the Forge on Roblox. So I know in this new world, it's a little bit more tricky to actually go ahead and get a good spot to AFK. So I'm going to show you all of the different AFK spots that you can potentially use to make a ton of money overnight. And then I'll also show you how to implement these methods to make the most amount of money possible. Now, you can also do this if you're just trying to make good armor. This also works for making good armor as well. Leveling up, it's basically good for everything. So it's overall just a really good method. So yeah, let's go ahead and get right into this video. Anyways, guys, before I get into this video, if you want to have a chance to be entered in my Game Pass giveaway, all you guys need to do is leave a like on this video, comment your username down below, and make sure you hype the video as you can see on screen. Make sure you guys go ahead and do that, and you guys will be entered. On screen are a couple winners from our last videos, so make sure you do enter up. You guys have 7 days to enter. Anyways, let's get back in the video. All right, so the very first thing we need to know is there's a couple different places that we can actually AFK, and I'm going to show you the very first one here in a second. So this spot is going to give you a specific ore, and it's only going to give you it every single time. Like, it's guaranteed to get every single time. Now, one thing to note is you're going to want a pretty good pickaxe for this. So I'm going to show you, you need at least a minimum of, I believe, let me run over here so you can see. You need a minimum of at least the frost pickaxe, I believe. It could be the void. I think it's either the snow or frost as a minimum. Let me just check. This does, yeah, it's the minimum of this frost pickaxe right here. You need this frost pickaxe at a very minimum if you're going to use the first method. However, I have a lot more methods coming up in this video later on that you're going to be able to use, so you're not going to have to worry too much. But again, use the frost pickaxe or the void pickaxe. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to run over, kind of follow where I'm going. This area is pretty easy to unlock. It should already actually be unlocked just off the bat. So let's run over here, and you're going to run where this little opening is right here with this cave over there. And then I'm going to run all the way over here to this area right here where you can see this little ice hole. Now, if you have the prismatic pickaxe, you know exactly where I'm going with this. You're going to jump down this hole, and you're going to swim to the bottom, and you're going to see this cave with this kind of like fish thing in it. Now, the reason why I told you need the 420 damage pickaxe is actually because, so this ore right here is actually pretty good. So I believe I still have one in my inventory right here. So yeah, this is a 7 times multiplier, which is pretty good. Obviously, there's better stuff in the game. I've been grinding a lot of it. As you can see, we have one gargantuan that is times 25, but times 7, being able to AFK that is very, very overpowered. So how do you AFK this? Well, this has a lot of damage. I believe it's 500,000. It's maybe less. They might have nerfed it, but you can literally just sit here and AFK mine this, right? And it's going to work. And the thing too is you don't even necessarily need an auto clicker. I mean, you can, but there's also just this glitch where you can do this. Like, my hand's literally off the keyboard and it's still going. And that's just by going like this, holding down and then spamming the escape key to bring the menu down like that. And as you can see, we're still going. You can use this method to mine this right here. And again, you can create a bunch of armor and stuff to sell, colossal swords, all of that you can do to sell this. So pretty overpowered. I've made a bunch of pretty good armor and sold it. Obviously, I'm sitting at around 7 million. I've spent so much though, especially on putting runes on this pickaxe and a lot of other stuff. So I'm still working towards a lot inside of the game. So I'm going to reset my character. Do keep that in mind. If you want to get out of here, you need to go ahead and reset your character. So I'm going to just reset really quick like so, and it's going to have a little timer above your head, and that's going to let you actually reset your character. So now we're going to head over to the next AFKing spot. Now I'm going to show you how you can use all these spots in a second to make the most amount of money, because obviously that's probably why you're watching this video. So I'm going to run over to the spider cave right here, and you're going to want to just go straight on right here. And there's going to be an ore that spawns in every single time that you can AFK. Now, one thing about this zone specifically is you're probably going to want to use some sort of macro, because you can sit here and mine this over this specific rock right here over and over again, and you're going to get some pretty decent loot. As you can see, we just got some mythic eyesight just off the bat. I mean, especially with this new pickaxe that we got, it's super easy, especially with these runes and stuff, to get mythic stuff. Very easy, actually. We get really good stuff just super easily. But you can AFK this spot to get a bunch of this mythical stuff. If we take a look right here, I don't have a ton of it because I used a lot of it, but I have 37 left. It has a 10% or a 10 times multiplier. And I'll show you how to craft some good stuff with that in a second and how to make a lot of money off that. But the problem you have when you're sitting here is mainly that these mobs can actually come up and attack you while you're doing it. So you could die while you're AFKing, and then your whole AFKing session is pretty much ruined. So how do you go around preventing this and all of that? Well, you're going to need some sort of macro. I do have a full Forge macro video if you want to go check that out. It shows you how to set up the macro for this. Obviously, I don't show up this specific spot because that was the macro video was recorded a bit ago, but you can use this exact same method. So basically what you would do is you would get yourself to mine. So go mine, and then switch to sword and just swing for maybe like 10 or 20 seconds, and then switch back to mining, and you would be able to completely AFK this spot without worrying about dying, which is pretty overpowered, honestly, especially if you have like decent armor. I don't even have what I would consider good armor. I just have pretty decent armor. So I'm still working towards a lot. This was my old armor and all that, but yeah, definitely working towards way better armor. So this spot is very broken. Now, if I'm not mistaken, there's actually an even better spot hang, but I could be wrong. So I'm going to go ahead and fact check this before I show you how to craft this stuff to make the most amount of money with the 2 spots I just showed you, and potentially the third, which I have seen before, but I don't know if this is a real spot or not, and if it actually respawns each time. So if you want to follow along, you can head up to this area right here, and I'm gonna just keep going up this area, and we're gonna see this little place called the Peak. Now, if I'm not mistaken, there is some sort of water pool in here, and there's going to be 2 ores that spawn in front of it every single time. So I'm just gonna get past these people that are trying to get rid of me. This is not the right room. It doesn't look like, isn't it? I don't think. There's like a little water area, and there's like 2 ores that will spawn in every time, which is kind of what I'm trying to find. Again, I could be mistaken about this part. Yeah, we just went in a full circle, so I don't know. Let's go down the middle and see. Yeah, I don't know if there's actually that spot right there. So we'll try that in a second. But yeah, I'm going to show you all of the best money making methods with this and what ores and armor you should craft with this to make the most amount of money possible. So yeah. All right. So once you guys have gotten a bunch of stuff from mining, we're going to head over to the Forge, and the strategy for making a lot of money is going to be really just spamming in, especially if you're using the first method, spamming in these, let me find it, these weird like whale things. These whale things are going to basically have a really high multiplier, and they're super easy to get from AFK mining overnight. So you can make really overpowered weapons and swords with these just by literally AFKing. If you want to make a lot of money, you can make colossal swords, again, by just spamming these in here, and that will make you a really good amount of money really, really quickly. Now, the next method obviously is going to be strategic, because we're going to get a bunch of these mythics from mining those 2 rocks that I showed you that always spawn in. So you're going to basically probably kind of make whatever you want. I mean, there's not really a specific way. You could just technically spam all the ores in that you get and just see how much money you make. Obviously, there's probably better strategies out there, but honestly, just AFKing and buying a bunch of swords and selling them for money will make you money really quickly. I mean, that's kind of what I've been doing. That's how I have 7.8 million. Now, I have a lot to do still, but yeah, I've been making a lot of progress and a lot of money just by using methods like these. So one thing that I need you to do, obviously, is do these Santa quests, because they give you just free tickets, which can get you rerolls and a bunch of, let me go into the shop so you can see a bunch of other important stuff like these vitality totems and all of this stuff. The limited time blueprints that aren't going to be here forever. I need to go ahead and buy these at some point, but I also need more tickets. It does end in 8 days, so I need to hurry that up. That way I can go ahead and get all of them. All right, so yeah, that is pretty much the best money making method in the game. Anyways, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please make sure to leave a like, comment your username down below, make sure you enter in that giveaway, and I will